There's a study to prove almost anything. Chocolate is good for you. Chocolate is bad for you. Coffee prevents cancer. No, coffee causes it. If you ever felt like you can't trust any health studies anymore, you're not crazy. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why and exactly what 4 questions to ask before believing any headlines again. Question 1. Who funded the study? In 1967, the Sugar Research Foundation secretly paid Harvard researchers to publish a review in the New England Journal of Medicine that downplayed sugar's role in heart disease and shifted the blame onto fat instead. That single-funded study helped set U.S. dietary guidelines for decades. This isn't an insulated case. A systematic review published in PLOS Medicine found that studies funded by the beverage industry were dramatically more likely to report favorable conclusions about sugary drinks than independently funded studies looking at the exact same question. Same subject, different funder, different conclusion. The myth is that a published study is automatically trustworthy simply because it's peer-reviewed or appeared in a respected journal. Peer review checks whether the methodology is internally consistent. It does not check who paid for the study. And question 2, is it observational or is it controlled trial? Observational studies watch what people already do and look for patterns. Controlled trials actually change one variable and measure the results. These are not the same kind of evidence even when headlines treat them identically. The Women's Health Initiative is the clearest example of this on record. Years of observational data suggested hormonal replacement therapy protects women's hearts. Then an actual randomized controlled trial was run and the results reversed. The observational pattern had been misleading the entire time. Question 3. What does peer review actually guarantee? Just that other researchers checked the methods made internal sense. Not the funding was clean, not that the conclusion is correct, and not that the study wasn't cherry-picking their own data. Question 4. And this is the one almost nobody does. Did you read past the abstract? The abstract is a summary someone wrote to get you to read further or to get media coverage. The extra data in the results section sometimes tells a very different story than the headline conclusion that the author chose to emphasize. Here's something you can do starting with the next health headline you read. Before believing it, search for who funded the study. It usually takes 30 seconds and it tells you more than the headline itself. People think there is a study that proves it settles an argument. Well, it does not. There is a study that proves almost anything you want, funded by someone with a reason to want that particular answer. The existence of a study was never the bar for truth. The quality and independence of it is the bar of truth. A study isn't evidence of truth. It's evidence that someone had a question, had a method, and usually a funder with a stake in the answer from that study. I watch clients get whiplash from years changing what they eat every time a new study makes headlines. The moment they learn these 4 questions, that whiplash stops because they finally have a filter instead of just reacting to whatever is trending. The question I get most after they learn about these 4 questions is this. So, should I just ignore all nutritional research? No, ignore the headlines and go find a study that has none of these red flags. Independently funded, controlled design when possible, and data that actually supports the conclusion being reported. That kind of research absolutely exists and it's worth trusting. Every claim I make in the Body Reset Protocol has to survive these same 4 questions before I use it with a client. It's not a marketing line. It's generally the filter I apply to my own work. The clients who do best long term are not the ones chasing the newest study. They're the ones who stop needing a new study every few months because they understand the handful of principles that were never actually up for debate. 4 questions. Who funded it? Is it observational or controlled? What did the peer review actually check? And what does the data say once you read past the abstract? Ask those questions, and most of the confusing, contradicting health news out there stop having power over you. This is exactly why I started the Lean and Healthy by Default movement, to give you a place where the information is not funded by somebody with an agenda. The link is in the description below. Go check it out and start asking better questions.